This is the Workplace Ninja podcast, coming to you live from our summit in Baden with highlights, insights, and interviews.
So, good morning. We're back
Morning.
with a new recording, and finally we have back new people on the table. And Arjit, again, you're joining me.
Again.
First time today.
First time today.
How was the evening?
Long. But good.
Yeah. We are enjoying this event, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And it's the last day, right? Day 3 in Baden, and it's going to be sad.
Yeah, after the end of the day, it will be sad.
Yeah.
Because we need to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it, Peter?
Yeah, unfortunately. But we have a recap tomorrow, so.
We will have a recap tomorrow, and probably we will be back next year.
Oh, definitely.
So
Yep.
we will do some announcements at the end of the day, probably. But we have other people on the table, Harriet.
So
We'll bring you with you.
So what we have is my esteemed colleagues, awesome folks. They're all in marketing just like I am. We work very closely together, and we not only do marketing, we also do community stuff, very heavy community stuff. Each one of us have that responsibility in our roles at Microsoft. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Great.
Who's first? Bethany.
Yes. Okay. I am Bethany Foyt, and yes, I am a product marketer for Intune, and I focus on events, so community events, major focus for us, as well as kind of our social media channels and getting kind of the right resources, right content out to IT pros and our different audiences. So great to be here. And this event, let me just say, amazing experience. I come from a background of community events with user groups for Dynamics and Power Platform side. And I have, it's been many years since I've seen a community like this. So I was really excited to be part of it. I'm grateful. Thanks for having me.
Kudos from Mirko.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How much did they pay you?
Chocolates.
Yes, actually, yes, a lot of chocolate.
Swiss chocolate stuff.
waffles. I have a lot of things.
Well, Lior, before heading over to Shravana.
Yes, so I'm Lior Bela. I am in the Intune business group. We do some marketing, but I also been working with our prestige MVP community globally for endpoint management with focus on Intune. So happy to be here.
Great. And Shravana, please, a little bit closer to the mic, and then we can...
Yeah.
Who are you?
Okay, who am I? Nobody. No, I'm kidding. I'm Shravana, and I'm also part of the product marketing team at Microsoft for Intune. Bethany, Lior, Mukherjee, we're all on the same team here, and it's really amazing because I'm what it's called inbound marketing. I do a bit of that, but as Harjit mentioned, we all have the task of doing communities and bringing all the good stuff, and we work very closely with the product managers. We work on the roadmap stuff, and we try to make sure that the things that are happening, the cool things, the innovations, we are able to bring it to the market, to the customers at the right time and the right channels. And so it's just so exciting to be here. This is also my first time at Ninja. And the community here is just phenomenal. It's just so good to kind of speak with customers, speak with people, just know their stories. It's just too valuable. I love it here.
And luckily we had 3 days, so this is the last day. But you had customers coming around, you had conversations with people, the attendees, but also MVPs. There's a bunch of MVPs over here, I guess. So getting feedback, but also featuring the new things that are basically came into the products in the last few months. So we saw a lot of things. What is the most, Lior? What is the most important thing? You are the main contact between the organization and the Microsoft people. In my opinion, you organized the Microsoft. What is it? Ask Microsoft anything yesterday.
Yeah, great job there.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts about that? Was that valuable?
The answer is absolutely yes, and I will explain why. We all sit in corporate, and we have hypotheses. We listen we constantly listen, but we listen on social media. We have those calls that are usually scheduled for 25 minutes, 55 minutes. We have so much information to talk, and you always set in time, like you have a fixed amount of time to communicate and talk. But when you arrive to those type of events, this is the time to, like, there is no stress around you. It's the time to sit, talk, listen to everyone, understand what's the pain points, what they like about what you do, and what they ask you to improve, and to hear this feedback from various type of customers that you would never speak to on the day-to-day setup. Also from our MVPs, from other vendors within the event. And come back, going back to Redmond, aka the mothership, we sit, and we all gonna sit there. We have 45 Microsoft folks over here. We're all gonna sit and we're gonna synthesize all of the information that we receive. And I promise, on behalf of my product team, that a lot of changes will happen and a lot of improvements will happen as a result of this feedback. So attending the session as a Microsoft person, but also as an attendee, drive amazing amount of value, because this is our informal way to communicate with each other and talk over dinner, over a drink at night, or during a session.
Yeah, and that's on an event. How do you collect feedback? If I'm a consultant and I work within the product, or am I an end user and I'm a system admin, I'm using Intune or whatever product from you, how can I reach out, and how do you collect the feedback? Bethany?
Sure. Yes, I can take this one. Let me steal these headphones really quick.
You don't need it.
Yeah, maybe I don't need it, but it feels really special when I put them
Like a DJ.
Exactly. So yes, the question is gathering feedback at events.
Yeah.
It is a complex web, let me tell you that, because when you're in an event, it is chaotic. You're having great conversations, getting good questions and answering questions on the fly. But we have a great big group here, about 40 Microsoft people, and we've prepped them and we keep reminding them to take copious notes after they chat with people. And so what we're going to do is a very big round of gathering that feedback, and we have multiple teams here that really value that and bring it in internal documentation, internal updates to our leaders when we get back home. So that's kind of the bigger group effort to collect all of that. But also we brought our own video crew this year too, and that is going to be really the same value as of gathering that feedback for product, because I interviewed we had 11 interviews yesterday, like 4 or 5 more today, and a lot of those are MVPs and what they're seeing with all their different customers, but they're also customers and our own leaders. So that will be a really great thing to go back and combine and just make sure we have the right feedback that we can make things
a lot of people think that, they give us feedback and we like, okay, yeah, kind of a thing. And they feel
Great
like
feedback.
it just goes into like vapor, right? But it actually is not true. Really, it's not true. People like us, the 4 of us here, we work on, similar products and stuff like that, right? We actually really, really advocate very hard internally, whether it's with engineering, whether it's with leadership, and we bring back those perspectives from IT pros. As she's talking about the videos and stuff that she's doing here, I've done the same thing, right? Real talk with IT pros and stuff. I've interviewed people like Peter and so on. Like, just tell me. So how do you like Intune? What are your pain points? What do you, what's a positive? What is negative? Where can we move forward with? Stuff like that. That's what we want. Speaking of the AMA yesterday, which Leo did a fantastic job, right? We don't know what questions are going to be asked, right? We're not prepared for this. So whatever is coming, it's coming from the heart, from the audience, right? And then you're putting people like the leadership and us, on a
little bit on the spot,
on a spot kind of a thing. And the answers yesterday from everyone on the panel was genuine. We're not making this up. Seriously, it's heartfelt. And some people laughed, right? I mean, there were some things like, this is why, So there was a good takeaways from it. And we are going to go back and we're going to bring this again, and we're going to emphasize it again, and make sure we make changes for the, for the better.
I think I'll add to that. The best thing about last night, because there's this feedback that you get one-on-one conversations, but then you're also in a big keynote session stage like that. I know we had like 3 questions around support, and we were all kind of like, whoa, this is an issue.
Yeah.
They had everyone raise their hand. I mean, that was my favorite part of the whole session, was everyone in that room saw that, and all that leadership saw that and knows that's an issue. And
They were
they
taking
will
pictures
take
to
it
take
back.
home.
Exactly. they will prove it
Yeah.
to all of the people that
Yeah.
they will talk to back home. So that's super valuable right there. You
And
can't even quantify that.
It just takes one person to ask something, because they're that one person, but they're actually about 20, 30, 40 people have the same thing, but they were just afraid to ask.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And what we discussed that last evening with the Dutch recap that we did with the Dutch guys. It's so amazing to see. It was between 6 and 7. It's late on the day.
Yeah.
The room was filled 80%, 70, 80%, I guess.
80% at
something
least,
like that.
90%.
I think it was easily 400 people and 300.
Yeah,
people.
and then having such an amount of Microsoft people on the front row or on the podium, that's awesome. And we try to create a fear of missing out with this online thing. And if I want to be somewhere, that's the place where I want to be, and I can interact with everyone from Microsoft to have impact, to make changes.
And we could easily fill up 2 hours. I think there were so many questions that were not asked.
Another
because
thing I
of
want to
time.
mention, right? This conversation happened when we first started here. One thing, these 3 here really did a fantastic job actually bringing customers here to Ninja instead of Microsoft folks going off to do the meetings. They brought them here and say, hey, come on over here. We want to talk to you. And at the same point in time, they get to experience the event. They get to experience IT professionals, right, that are here. They get to see how they work and what they see and what they, like or dislike, right? Even in sessions and stuff. So I think that is just a brilliant thing that was done.
Yep.
Bethany, you talked about what happens here, what's done with the feedback. If I'm back home in the next few weeks, in the next few months, if I have an issue with Intune, with another product, how can I reach out?
Yes, great question. I'm going to pass that off to my colleague.
Call Lior. We need to call Lior.
Well, I'll just note there were quite a few people on stage last night that gave their email addresses, and so we're very open to that. But just with the understanding of making sure that you're hitting the right person with the right question is the tricky part, right?
Yeah, but
so you don't want to be handed off to multiple people.
You can use, for example, Twitter, aka X. We're going to see what's the new name next week. The
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
You have
channel.
Intune help that you can tag, and they are very responsive. And they know who to tag. There is our community pages on IT Pro that you can always raise a question. There is a way to file a ticket. There is
What happens with the feedback if I'm in the product on the right top? You can send feedback to the team. Will that also be reaching out to you or the team?
It doesn't come to us. What it does is that it gets correlated once a week, at least once a week, and it goes directly to the owners of that particular feature. So if you're in Intune and you're clicking feedback or the smiley, it goes directly to the person, whatever page you are trying to provide feedback for, it'll channel to that. So that's pretty amazing.
Who's responsible for that feature?
Yeah. And I think, Franz, you jumped the guns a little bit here with this topic, because we have a session today at 2:00 all
About what?
All about communities and resources and tons of information, like how can we help IT pros with websites and blogs and videos and where to go and how to contact. So we got that coming up at 2:00. It's going to be great. And the other thing is, it's not, when we work internally in Microsoft, we don't just work individually. So if you reached out to, let's say, Bethany or Leo or something like that, and you had something about a Windows thing, right? Maybe you have a direct connection with one of them, right? But they will internally pass that off to someone like me and say, hey, Hajit, so-and-so contacted, could you follow up, kind of a thing. And the same thing goes the other way around too, right? And so that's how we work.
And that session, what will be the main message within that session from this afternoon from you guys?
Go for it.
The main message is where to go for what on all of our different resources online and different places to go for what. So that is a clunky answer, but
basically the main message is we are here to help.
But yes, we are here to help. And many people, I've heard many people say, just Microsoft is so big, so it's hard to kind of know where to go for what, and that's exactly what we're hoping to answer for IT pros here today.
And I want to emphasize something. So Shravana over here has been doing a lot of our resourcing in order to make sure that a lot of questions are being answered in advance. So she has a special skill that she can read minds and prepare demos and content online that is relevant to common situations that IT pros are handling. And that's something that I would totally let her speak for a second about that, because the amount of demos and the amount of content that is being done online is what save us a lot of those questions and feedback sometimes.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Copilot?
That would have made it easier. No, that's a good question. I think just before mentioning that, I would say that when I moved to Microsoft 2.5 years ago, and I used to be at VMware before that, and there was this one place where you would go and you have all these resources, right? And you have like videos, docs, podcasts, webinars, everything at one place. And when I came to Microsoft, it was like so many resources, there's so many assets and collaterals that are getting created. And just thinking from a customer's journey, because every customer at a different journey at pace. Someone is already adopting Intune, someone is already on Windows 10 but trying to move to Windows 11, things like that. And so if you think about it, we have like a huge task, a humongous task, I would say, to kind of make sure that we are able to cater to all these different customers who are in this different journey, and the things that we are creating, the innovations that are happening, the products that are, how do we make sure that they have the right place to go to? And then Lior talked about the demos, and also I want to just add one thing to it about going back to the feedback. One thing that we do is, we try to organize this Tech Community Lives. What it is we do this quarterly, and we have been trying to really religiously do it quarterly since last year. And Harji does an amazing job. With Windows, we have a Windows 365 Tech Community Live. We have an Intune Tech Community Live. And what we do is every quarter, on 4 topics. We try to keep these topics very broad. So let's say, we would do it on Apple management or Android, or, sometimes we get a little more specific, like adopting Intune. And so we get so many questions. It's just so good to see the community really, even though it's virtual, they will start posting questions. And our product experts, engineers, they go on live and they'll try to answer these questions. That's like another great way to kind of synthesize all this feedback. And so the team really takes it very seriously. So let's say for Apple, if we are getting 20, 30, 40 questions, what is the pattern that we're seeing? And then we take that and we see that, okay, maybe we did not add this part in our docs or troubleshooting, and how can we make it more accessible to people? Yep. So I think, just to that point, I wanted to add that feedback is very important.
I love that you brought up about a tech community, AMAs, and what we do. And on the Windows side, we have Windows Office Hours, which was yesterday. So just to give you a little behind the scenes how this works, we're not just like, hey, here's an event, just post your questions and then somebody will get back to you. No. We don't do that. We actually schedule people at that time, in that time frame, to sit and watch those questions. And then we have back channels as well. Hey, looks like someone has this question on this. So-and-so, can you take that? Can you take that?
And
things
it's
like
live, right?
It's live. And we are answering it live.
Via YouTube you can follow it. You can follow it via Twitter. It's it's really broad, so it's really well received. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and we are going to promise to continue doing that every quarter. So yeah, like Harjit said, we have the session coming up. We'll share a little more about what's coming up there.
So a must-attend session.
And one more thing that they forgot to mention that they're actually working on. So, as you know, we have a big event coming up in November. So, yeah, I don't know if you heard about it. It's something around Ignite.
Oh, yeah.
Ignite? What's that?
It's irrelevant event where we just announce literally every possible thing at Microsoft. And we work on those announcements. We know what's up.
Yeah.
First of all, make sure to watch it. You can sign up online for free. Because they're going to be really cool.
We also work on the content. We also work on the right speakers. So the four of us here are very critical. I would say seriously for what we do. And we're working on events. We're working on communities. We're working on our solutions, our products, and everything like that. We have a good say in it, on which direction things need to go. So Ignite is huge. We've been working like day and night on it. Still a lot of work to do, right?
Yes.
But
Uh,
a
lot of announcements to come. Yeah.
My question for you is, what is the follow-up event that's happening to
That's right.
double, triple, quadruple click on our Ignite announcement?
What are you talking about?
Technical takeoff.
A holiday season?
Yes. After Nia's and Ignite, there's
Okay,
a sabbatical, maybe.
we will do a recording after Ignite or upfront or whatever for the Workplace Ninjas together with you.
We can. It's going to be, I don't want to build too much buzz, but it's going to be cool. I can give you heads up. I'm sure someone's going to talk about AI.
Yeah? I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. Is that the buzz since the last few months?
But yeah, I want to remind something because always be selling. Remember that in order to use AI, you need to move to the Intune platform first.
Yeah, but not only Intune.
Yeah, you're cool.
I'm the security guy. Doing stuff with other products. And what you say about the tech talks and Rod is also doing stuff with security people. So it's not only the marketing women's guys, people from the Intune and the workplace, but it's broader. That it's a bigger community within Microsoft, and what you see is things coming together, like an Ignite, like an event like this, and that's great to interact with these kind of people, to see what happens, to make buzz and so on. So let's see what Ignite brings.
Absolutely. A reminder, Intune and security go hands to hands.
That's it. Thanks for being part of this recording.
This was an awesome podcast.
Yes.
Are we moving to the news report now, and we're gonna do the reports of the traffic?
I'm
The weather?
back to my chopper.
Well,
Yeah, you came in.
But outside for 3 days.
But it's cloudy. Oh no, it's we have a clear sky today.
In Switzerland, yes, luckily today, but we will finish up and meet up after Ignite probably, and then let's see what happens there. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's sign up for Ignite follow-up.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Take care. Bye.